Numbers 31:2. Avenge the children of Israel on the Midianites. Afterward you shall be gathered to your people. 3. Moses spoke to Israel, saying, Arm men from among you for war, that they may go against Midian, to execute Yahweh's vengeance on Midian. 4. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, you shall send to the war. 5. So there were delivered, out of the thousands of Israel, 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. 6. Moses sent them, 1,000 of every tribe, to the war with Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war, with the vessels of the sanctuary and the trumpets for the alarm in his hand. 21. Eleazar the priest said to the men of war who went to the battle, This is the statute of the law which Yahweh has commanded Moses. 22. However the gold, and the silver, the bronze, the iron, the tin, and the lead. 23. Everything that may withstand the fire, you shall make to go through the fire, and it shall be clean, nevertheless it shall be purified with the water for impurity. All that doesn't withstand the fire you shall make to go through the water for impurity. 24. You shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and you shall be clean. Afterward you shall come into the camp. 25. Yahweh spoke to Moses, 11, saying, 30 of the children of Israel's half, you shall take one drawn out of every 50, of the persons, of the cattle, of the donkeys, and of the flocks, of the donkeys, of all the livestock, and give them to the Levites, who perform the duty of Yahweh's tabernacle. 31. Moses and Eleazar the priest did as Yahweh commanded Moses. 32. Now the plunder, over and above the booty which the men of war took, was 675,000 sheep, 33. 72,000 head of cattle, 35. And 32,000 persons in all, of the women who had not known man by lying with him. 36. The half, which was the portion of those who went out to war, was in number 337,500 sheep. 38. The cattle were 36, 12,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 72. 43. Now the congregation's half was 337,500 sheep, 44. 36,000 head of cattle, 46. And 16,000 persons. 47. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one drawn out of every 50, both of man and of animal, and gave them to the Levites, who performed the duty of Yahweh's tabernacle, as Yahweh commanded Moses. 48. The officers, who were over the thousands of the army, the captains of thousands, and the captains of hundreds, came near to Moses. 13. The ones who came from the service of the battle. 49. They said to Moses, Your servants have taken the sum of the men of war who are under our command, and there lacks not one man of us. 50. We have brought Yahweh's offering, what every man found, gold ornaments, armlets, bracelets, signet rings, and earrings, and necklaces, to make atonement for our souls before Yahweh. 51. Moses and Eleazar the priest took their gold, even all work jewels. 52. All the gold of the wave offering that they offered up to Yahweh, of the captains of thousands, and of the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. 53. The men of war had taken booty, every man for himself. 54. Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tent of meeting, for a memorial for the children of Israel before Yahweh. Numbers 32. 1. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh had a very great multitude of livestock. They saw the land of Jazer, and the land of Gilead. Behold, the place was a place for livestock. For the land which Yahweh struck before the congregation of Israel, is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. 5. They said, If we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servants for a possession. Don't bring us over the Jordan. 7. Why do you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which Yahweh has given them? 8. Your fathers did so when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. 9. 4. When they went up to the valley of Eshcol, and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which Yahweh had given them. 10. Yahweh's anger burned in that day, and he swore, saying, 13. Yahweh's anger burned against Israel, and he made them wander back and forth in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation who had done evil in Yahweh's sight was consumed. 14. Behold, you have risen up in your father's place, an increase of sinful men, to increase the fierce anger of Yahweh toward Israel. 15. For if you turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all these people. 16. They came near to him, and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our livestock, and cities for our little ones. 17. But we ourselves will be ready armed to go before the children of Israel, until we have brought them to their place. Our little ones shall dwell in the fortified cities, because of the inhabitants of the land. 19. For we will not inherit with them, on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has come to us on this side of the Jordan eastward. 21. And every one of your armed men will pass over the Jordan before Yahweh until he has driven out his enemies from before him. 22. And the land is subdued before Yahweh, then afterward you shall return, and be clear of obligation to Yahweh and to Israel. Then this land shall be your possession before Yahweh. 23. But if you will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Yahweh, and be sure your sin will find you out. 24. Build cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. 25. The children of Reuben and the children of Reuben Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh spoke to Moses, saying, Your servants will do as. 14. My Lord commands. 26. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our livestock shall be there in the cities of Gilead. 27. But your servants will pass over, every man who is armed for war, before Yahweh to battle, as my Lord says. 28. So Moses commanded concerning them to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers' households of the tribes of the children of Israel. 29. Moses said to them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over the Jordan, every man who is armed to battle before Yahweh, and the land is subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. 30. But if they will not pass over with you armed for battle before Yahweh, but carry over their little ones and their wives, and their flocks before you to the land of Canaan, they shall have possessions among you, in the land of Canaan. 35. Atroth-Shaphan, Jazer, Jogba. 37. The children of Reuben built Heshbon, Elilah, Kiriataim. 38. Nebo, and Balmeon, their names being changed, and Sibmah. They gave other names to the cities which they built. 39. The children of Machir the son of Manasseh the son of Joseph, went to Gilead, took it, and dispossessed the Amorites who were therein. 41. Her the son of Manasseh, went and took its villages, and called them Havoth-Her. Numbers 33. 1. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, when, 15, they went out of the land of Egypt, by their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. 2. Moses wrote the starting points of their journeys by the commandment of Yahweh. These are their journeys according to their starting points. 3. They traveled from Ramesses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month, on the next day after the Passover. The children of Israel went out with a high hand, in the sight of all the Egyptians, for while the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom Yahweh had struck among them, Yahweh also executed judgments on their gods. 23. They traveled from Kevalatha, and encamped in Mount Shepher. 25. They traveled from Harada, and encamped in Makaloth. 28. They traveled from Terah, and encamped in Mithka. 31. They traveled from Moseroth, and encamped in Bene-Yakin. 45. They traveled from Iam, and encamped in Dibon-Gad. 47. They traveled from Almon-Diblathaim, and encamped in the mountains of Abarim, before Nebo. 48. They traveled from the mountains of Abarim, and encamped in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan at Jericho. 50. Yahweh spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan at Jericho, saying, 51. Speak to the children of Israel, and tell them, when you pass over the Jordan into the land of Canaan. 52. Then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, destroy all their stone idols, destroy all their molten images, and demolish all their high places. Numbers 34. For your border shall turn about southward of the ascent of Akrabim, and pass along to Zin, and it shall pass southward of Kadesh Barnea, and it shall go from there to Hazar Adar, and pass along to Asman. 5. The border shall turn about from Asman to the brook of Egypt, and it shall end at the sea. 6. For the western border, you shall have the great sea and its border. This shall be your west border. 7. This shall be your north border. From the great sea you shall mark out for yourselves Mount Hor. 8. From Mount Hor you shall mark out to the entrance of Hamath, and the border shall pass by Zedad. 9. Then the border shall go to Ziphron, and it shall end at Hazarenan. This shall be your north border. 19. These are the names of the men, of the tribe of Judah: Caleb the son of Jephthah. 20. Of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud. 21. Of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Chislon. 23. Of the children of Joseph, of the tribe of the children of Manasseh a prince, Haniel the son of Ephod. Numbers 35. 3. They shall have the cities to dwell in. Their pasture lands shall be for their livestock, and for their possessions, and for all their animals. 4. The pasture lands of the cities, which you shall give to the Levites, shall be from the wall of the city, and outward 1,000 cubits around it. 5. You shall measure outside of the city for the east side 2,000 cubits, and for the south side 2,000 cubits, and for the west side 2,000 cubits, and for the north side 2,000 cubits, the city being in the middle. This shall be the pasture lands of their cities. 11. Then you shall appoint for yourselves cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the manslayer, who kills any person unwittingly, may flee there. 12. The city shall be for your refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer not die until he stands before the congregation for judgment. 14. You shall give 3 cities beyond the Jordan, and you shall give 3 cities in the land of Canaan. They shall be cities of refuge. 15. For the children of Israel, and for the stranger and for the foreigner living among them, shall these 6 cities be for refuge, that everyone who kills any person unwittingly may flee there? 18 Or if he struck him with a weapon of wood in the hand, by which a man may die, and he died, the one who struck him shall surely be put to death, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. 19 The avenger of blood shall himself put the murderer to death. When he meets him, he shall put him to death. 20 If he shoved him out of hatred, or hurled something at him, so that he died, while lying in wait. 21 Or in hostility struck him with his hand, so that he died, he who struck him shall surely be put to death, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The avenger of blood, he shall put the murderer to death when he meets him. 22 But if he shoved him suddenly without hostility, or hurled on him anything without lying in wait. 23 Or with any stone, by which a man may die, not seeing him, and cast it on him so that he died, and he was not his enemy, and not seeking his harm. 24 Then the congregation shall judge between the striker and the avenger of blood according to these ordinances. 25 The congregation shall deliver the manslayer out of the hand of the avenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to his city of refuge, where he had fled. He shall dwell therein until the death of the high priest, who was anointed with the holy oil. 27 And the avenger of blood finds him outside of the border of his city of refuge, and the avenger of blood kills the manslayer, he shall not be guilty of blood. 28 Because he should have remained in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the manslayer shall return into the land of his possession. 33 So you shall not pollute the land where you live, for blood pollutes the land. No atonement can be made for the land, for the blood that is shed in it, but by the blood of him who shed it. 34 You shall not defile the land which you inhabit, where I dwell, for I, Yahweh, dwell among the children of Israel. Numbers 36 1 The heads of the fathers' households of the family of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near, and spoke before Moses and before Eleazar the priest and before the princes, the heads of the fathers' households of the children of Israel. 2 They said, Yahweh commanded my Lord to give the land for inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. My Lord was commanded by Yahweh to give the inheritance of Zelophehad our brother to his daughters. 4 When the jubilee of the children of Israel comes, then their inheritance will be added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they shall belong. So their inheritance will be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And they spoke before Moses and before Eleazar the priest and before the princes, the heads of the fathers, to the children of Israel. And they said, Yahweh commanded my Lord and Joshua son of Nun and Caleb son of Jephunneh, to give the land as an inheritance. 5 Moses commanded the children of Israel according to Yahweh's word, saying, The tribe of the sons of Joseph speak what is right. 6 This is the thing which Yahweh commands concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, Let them be married to whom they think best, only they shall marry into the family of the tribe of their father. 7 So shall no inheritance of the children of Israel move from tribe to tribe, for the children of Israel shall all keep the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. 1. The scroll's reading here seems to match the Samaritan Pentateuch, and uses words from Deuteronomy 2:6 and 3:24-28. 2. The words in this verse and the next, colored in orange, are actually written in red ink on the scroll. Other verses in red ink are 21:21, 22:21, 23:13, 27, 31, 25, 28, 48, 32, 25 and 33. 1-3. This reading matches the Samaritan Pentateuch, and is taken from Deuteronomy 2:9. 4. This reading matches the Samaritan Pentateuch, and is taken from Deuteronomy 2:18-19. 5. This reading matches the Samaritan Pentateuch, and is taken from Deuteronomy 2:24-25. 6. The orange-colored words are in red ink in the scroll. 7. The orange-colored words are in red ink in the scroll. 8. The orange-colored words are in red ink in the scroll. 9. The extra words are in the Samaritan Pentateuch, and match Deuteronomy 3:21-22. 10. The word order in the scroll is different from the mount. 11. The orange-colored word is in red ink in the scroll. 12. The orange-colored word is in red ink in the scroll. 13. The orange-colored words are in red ink in the scroll. 14. The entire verse appears to be in red ink in the scroll. 15. The orange-colored words are in red ink in the scroll. 4Q121 Septuagint numbers. Language, Greek. Date 30 BC, 60 AD. Location, Qumran Cave 4. Numbers 3:40 Yahweh said to Moses, Count all the firstborn males of the children of Israel, from a month old and upward, and take the number of their names. 41 You shall take the Levites for me, I am Yahweh, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the livestock of the children of Israel. 42. Moses counted, as Yahweh commanded him, all the firstborn among the children of Israel. 43 All the firstborn males according to the number of names, from a month old and upward, of those who were counted of them, were 22,273. 50 From the firstborn of the children of Israel he took the money, 1,365 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. Numbers 4:1 Yahweh spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, 5 When the camp moves forward, Aaron shall go in, and his sons, and they shall take down the veil of the screen, and cover the ark of the testimony with it. 6 And shall put a covering of sealskin on it, and shall spread over it a cloth olive blue, and shall put in its poles. 7 On the table of showbread they shall spread a blue cloth, and put on it the dishes, the spoons, the bowls, and the cups with which to pour out, and the continual bread shall be on it. 8 They shall spread on them a scarlet cloth, and cover the same with a covering of sealskin, and shall put in its poles. 9 They shall take a blue cloth, and cover the lampstand of the light, and its lamps, and its snuffers, and its snuff dishes, and all its oil vessels, with which they minister to it. 11 On the golden altar they shall spread a blue cloth, and cover it with a covering of sealskin, and shall put in its poles. 12 They shall take all the vessels of ministry, with which they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a blue cloth, and cover them with a covering of sealskin, and shall put them on the frame. 13 They shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth on it. 14 They shall put on it all its vessels, with which they minister about it, the firepans, the meat hooks, the shovels, and the basins, all the vessels of the altar, and they shall spread on it a covering of sealskin, and put in its poles. 15 When Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary, and all the furniture of the sanctuary, as the camp moves forward, after that, the sons of Kohath shall come to carry it, but they shall not touch the sanctuary, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tent of meeting. 16 The duty of Eleazar the son of Aaron, the priest shall be the oil for the light, the sweet incense, the continual meal offering, and the anointing oil, the requirements of all the tabernacle, and of all that is in it, the sanctuary, and its furnishings,